everyone, welcome back to our tutorial on how to create a mobile app using AdminLTE plugin for Appgini API. So previously we created a login screen, and we were able to use the auth API to authenticate a user to log into our homepage. So this time we are going to create a registration page where users can be able to register onto our application, and we shall going to use the register member register API. So just to recap, we have the AdminLTE plugin for Appgini that you can purchase if you are creating your applications using Appgini. So after you purchasing the plugin, you will install it on your Appgini application interface. So you'll find the link to purchase the plugin in the comment section below. So once you've done that, this API is available inside the plugin, so you can access it. So the documentation is also available on your Appgini. Once you've installed the UI on your application, the documentation is available there. So once you install the UI, you can go to the menu here and find the API documentation right there. Okay, so you can access all the APIs there. You have several APIs, as we had mentioned earlier. You can use these APIs to do anything else you want, not necessarily creating mobile apps like the way we are doing here. You can pull them. You can do whatever you want with the APIs in terms of pulling data, reading data, updating data, and so much more. So you see, like, you have the get table data API here. You can create table records, you can edit table data, you can delete, you can change password, you can update profile, you can get membership groups, you can search through your table and get results via API. You can also have your API functions, custom API functions you want to execute and return results for API. You can also get record counts for your tables. So for today, we are going to focus on member register. So this API is used to register members to your application, and the group ID is there. So we shall use the group ID. We have an API to fetch membership groups here. So if you hit it, it should give you a list of all your groups. So for this case, we have all the groups, and we can see the groups here. We have the group ID, we have the name, we have the description, and I have the allow sign up parameter there. So you're only going to use groups that have allow sign up is 1. So for this case, we shall manually use 19 as our group, presenting staff group. So we shall use that one for this tutorial. Group ID will be 19. So this is it. So the endpoint is the get. You get groups. You hit that. So for now, we're going to do a register user. We're going to provide username, password, email, custom 1, custom 2, custom 3, custom 4, group ID. Okay. So let's go to FlutterFlow. Now we used FlutterFlow. FlutterFlow also enables you to build mobile applications for Android and iOS seamlessly without much code or very low code. So you can also go to FlutterFlow by going to flutterflow.io and create your account and get started and follow through. You can follow through a previous video to see how to get started and creating an application. So for now, we're going to do the registration page. So I've already created the registration page that we're going to use. It's right here. So it's already set up. And you can see you have the username input, email input, password input, confirm password, full name, the title, the registration number, and the phone number. These are my custom fields. These ones are my custom fields, custom 1 up to 4. So we're going to create the register API here. So let's go here and say add another API called register, member register your posts. Then just confirm the endpoint there. The endpoint is register. That's our endpoint. Remember, we had our base URL already set, so we're just gonna have this there as a register. That's our body. We expect to have a JSON body, so we shall pass in our variables. So let's pass in the variables right here. Okay, so we have several variables that we expect here. So we want username, password, email. So username, password, email, and we have one custom for group ID. So that's it. So we set the data type of this is string, for name is string, password is a string, your name is a string, email is a string, custom one is a string, custom two is a string, custom three is a string, custom four is a string, group ID. Group ID could be an integer, yeah, or we could just pass in as a string also. So here we're going to use 19 as our default. Yes. Okay, so we go back to our body here and just define our JSON. So we could just copy this. Okay, so let's remove these values there. As in the variables that we have on top. Remove this one, remove this one, remove this one. Okay, so we have that one, we have that one, we have email. You just drag and drop them here. That's simple. Create your custom one, custom two, custom three. Okay, this one is already there, so you can just do this. Custom four. Then even the group ID we can define this the logic there. Have it there. That. So I see this one, this one. Yeah. Okay, so all of them are okay now. Yeah. So this one is okay. We can add the call. Formatting line 2 3. Okay, we expect a comma here. Okay. So that's it. So a call is added there. So we want to test this API. So we just FlutterFlow gives you a platform where you can define your API calls, then test, see the responses that you get be able to save the structure of your responses in JSON paths, the ones you can now use in your application to save data or access the data from the API response. So username, we can say test API. So we can just say test. Okay, test. Use 19. Want to test this register. Okay, let's just do that. See the response we'll get. So you see here we have error is 0. The user created successfully. Okay. So if you have error one here, doesn't mean there's an error and your user was not registered. So that's one we also highlighted in the previous video. So we are going to save these recommended JSON paths here. So it's easier now. With this one, it's easier. You can just see we expect response error, we expect a message. That's it. So we come to the selected ones here. We say reg error. We say reg message. That's it. And we save. Simple as that. So we go back to our pages here, on to our register page. So we already have our form inputs here designed for the page already. So we said if you want to add a page, you just go to the pages here, then click on that button to add a new page. It brings you to this, put your page name here. You can start with a blank template or choose predefined templates here. Choose if you want to develop quickly. But for now, we already have all our fields pre-designed for us here. So we're just going to add an action to this button. So when a user clicks on this create account button, we want it to make an API call straight to the API call. Then we can get to see the response there and be able to show I want to show. So here our first action will be, so once you click on this button here, on this right menu here, you click on the second action there, then open. Okay, so we add action. So now we just want it to be straightforward. We don't want to complicate it a lot for the sake of time. But we shall have other tutorials just illustrating how to use the API generally without mobile app. Maybe just fetching data with the API and getting to update data and all those operations. We shall have one tutorial on how to do that. Now you can access it on your application. So today, let's see here for the actions here. We want to define an API call. So back in the API call, we have to select the group of our API. That is it. We define the Northwind APIs. Then the endpoint is member register. Member register. Okay. So we can have our output variable say reg response. Okay, so we add our variables that we want us into the API. So we have the username variable. We want to have variable from the user form input. So you go here, say widget state, username input. Simple as that. Go to the next variable, email, say from variable, say from widget state, email input. Next, we go to password. Password, of course, there are two password confirm password, so we won't do the validation for now, but we just want to pass the password of the user here. Widget state. Let's see password confirm. Okay. So let's go to the other one, custom one. Say the same thing, variable from there. Just that custom one. Go to the next, custom two, variable. Just that custom two. Go to the next, custom three, variable. Just that custom three, then custom four, custom four. We have from variable here. Then we just set custom four, The last one is group ID. Group ID, this one we are not going to get it, just going to put the value there 19 for our group ID. That's it. You've passed all the required parameters to the API. So if API is succeeded, so this is a condition set by default by FlutterFlow. So if the API is successful, we'll need to, if it's successful, we'll do our vertical logic right here. But it's not successful in case something went wrong along the way and it was not successful for some reason. So we come here, add an action. Just want to add a dialog, a large dialog here. So tell the user error. Then the message here we define, say something wrong, please try again. So, and if it was successful, that means the API request was sent. So we want to check the error that we get, the error parameter that we get from the API. So we want to check if it's 0 or 1, so that we can know what to advise the user. So do the conditions here. So we could say no. We could just go to the conditions here. Single condition. So the first value is if the action output, if the response API response options, this on body, this on path, reg error. So if this reg error is the same as the error we defined in our local state, is error. So they're equal, which means there was an error. So we need to, if it's error, so if the error is there, so we need to tell the user the specific error message from the API. So let's dialog. So we can just do here. Then the message of the API, we say want to give the response from the API, so the user can know exactly what happened from the API. JSON body, JSON path, then reg message. So the message from the API. So that's it. So that's it. Then if there's no error, I think here we will also just show an alert telling the user registration was successful. Okay, just keeping it simple. Registration account was created. Please log in. So if there was no error, so just tell them the account was successfully created and they can now log in. I think that's it. So we can now, so if you go to the login page, so if you open our application, if you run our application, this is the first page we'll get to, this login page. We had our action here, then we have this button here. So on this button here, if you click here, the action you'll specify there, the action is navigate to register page. So it will take to register page. So you just come here, say the action, navigate to, then specify the page, register. So that's what we expect to happen. So let's run here. Let's run this application. We have our login screen here. We have our username, password. So our main concern was on the sign up. So you see the login screen here. So we go to the sign up page. Okay. So we have our username, email. So we want to provide all these details and try create an account and see. So let's see. So let's say app user. That's the username. So we say app user at gmail.com. The password there. See the password here. Okay, so let's create an account. It's loading. Your account was created. Please log in now. So that means the registration was successful. Okay. Okay, so let's proceed to log in. Let's see if it will accept. So let's say our password. Let's log in. And it logged in successfully to our homepage here. So if we go to the backend here, we will see the members here. Let's try see if we get the member. Here is the member app user. See, the app user was registered successfully. If you click on the user here, you see comments member signed up through API. Okay, so we can see the member details. So the user can now log in, even if you sign out, the user can log in even on the web portal. Okay, so let's log in. Okay, so we have our normal account time-based OTP verification here. So let me just set it up quickly on my phone. So you just have to scan this. So this is a feature available on the AdminLTE plugin for Appgini. So you can enable it for your user groups. So they sign up, they set it up, then they can be able to verify the codes anytime they log in. So they have the Google Authenticator app. They scan the QR code, they get the code on their phone, then they can be able to verify the identity in that here. So if you successfully validated, they log in. Okay, so here we have logged in as the app user that we created on our app right there. Okay, so that's it basically. That's it. So let's see. So on the home page here, so this was our this is a login page. So we can create a home page here. Okay, so we can create another home page. So we just want to display the user information when they log in. Okay, so we just want content, maybe content here. Can have a dashboard. Let's look for a dashboard where we can just display some information about the user. Simple dashboard here, very simple one. Don't want a lot of complications. Let's look for a template here. Okay, let's check. Can even use this one. Okay, so we can put here the name of the user. Remember, we stored the user details when they log in to the local state. So we can just have the value here set from variable, say local state. So we want to the username here. Okay, shows the username there. So we can have, if you want to show something else here, let's say you want to show the email. It just illustrates how you can use local state variables on your user interface. Okay, so here shows the client is okay. So we don't want to, so we want when the user logs in, they're taken to the home page now. So let's go to the login page here, go to the login, go to the actions here. So we want to go to the last bit that the user is being directed to the home page here. So we change this to navigate to homepage. So homepage is this one here, the new homepage you've created there. So that's the page that will be directed to once they successfully log in. So close. Okay, let's save it. Let's save it. Okay. I think it's okay there. It's saved. Okay, so that's it. So we can now run again. We can just delete this page here. Don't need it. Okay, so that we ensure there's no error. Okay, so let's see again. Okay, so we need to to run again, run this to apply the new changes. So we've just created our home page here. So the home page, they will be taken to this home page where it has this their username, just displays their username there, their email here, you know. So here we can have things like you can have some summary data from some tables, you know. So if you see the user has logged in, we did supply. You can show suppliers, shippers, products. So we can have those right here: suppliers, shippers, products, and then the record count for those products. Just for test here. So let's see suppliers, shippers, products. So let's do that here. Let's name these to suppliers, shippers. See, this is products. Then we could have order items or orders. Can have orders there. Have orders. Okay. So you don't have anything really here. So let's see if that is still running there. Okay. So as it runs, let's try do this. So using this record count API, we want to get the record count of a table. So you provide the username, the access token, and the table name of which we want to get the count. So the endpoint is record count. So you take that, go and create an API endpoint here. So just create call count and say the endpoint is that. It's a post. So in the body, expect a JSON that has several variables. Username, token, table name. Okay, that's it. So let's come to the body here as JSON body. So we can just copy our JSON body here so that we can just edit it quickly. So remove those stays here. All of this. So this one will be passed in dynamically from our store, from our local state. So username the access token here, the table name here. So that's it. So we add a call, then we can test it later on here. So let's see our app if it ran here displays. Okay, so it is. Let's go to the login page. So we have our app user, then we put the password. Let's log in. Okay, there we go. So you can see then the username is here, app user, then their email is here. Okay, so that's it. So how you log into the application successfully. So we have seen how to log in a user, we have seen how to authenticate a user, then how to display the user data that we stored, during login in the local state. So that's it. We were trying now to test this API. So let's say app user token table name. Let's try this table here. Table called suppliers. So suppliers. This token we need to generate one for this user here. So we just need to just do an auth here. App user password was user. Then we can change the URL here. Okay. We have that. So let's try. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Send. And here we go. So the user authenticated successfully. So their access token is here. So we can use this one. Yeah. So let's test this one. So you see we have 29. So that's the same number that we have right here, 29. Okay. So we'll just save the JSON path here. So we just say table name is that. So is that the number of records. So we say here table name. We say the record count. It. Save. Go back to our page here, the home page. So on this home page here, we want to do a query on this card here. So we can just do it here. That we say from variable. Oh, we could do an API call. So that means we do an API call for this. So backend query there. Say API call. Then record count. So we add variables there. So for username, we get it from the variable. That is the local state that we stored the username when the user was logged in. Then we add the other variable for access token. Same was stored in the local state. So access token is here. Then the table name is the one we should define here, suppliers. So we just pass in suppliers. That's, that's it. Okay. Okay. So we go here, we say from variable, we say combine text. So text one is suppliers. Then we say the other text will be variable here. So we're saying record count response, JSON body, JSON path. We want the record count. That's it. So confirm. So that's it. So it will show the number of suppliers, the total suppliers there. So that's it. Just a sample how you could do it. We're not going to do all of them at once. So right here we could say this one is let's see. We have the group name. We have the group ID. Okay. We'll have the group ID there. Okay, just to have it there. So let's run this. So our app has run. Now let's try login and see how it looks. Okay, so we have the username there, the group ID, the email, and we have the suppliers 29 there. So okay, so you could do several other queries here for these other tables. You have your shippers, products, orders, whatever you want here. So we shall not cover much in this tutorial from here. As well, we're just trying to show you how you can use the API to integrate to the mobile application using FlutterFlow. So if you want to know more about FlutterFlow mobile development, you could go to their YouTube channel. That is FlutterFlow. Search for FlutterFlow. Then you may find the tutorials there. You may follow through because I know most of you may not be uh, familiar with FlutterFlow, how it works. So you may want to have deep knowledge and understanding of how FlutterFlow works, different components, API calls, and so many other different things before you now get comfortable using this API. But later on, we shall have just separate tutorials for using the API generally, not directly tied to this application here. So, but just generally using the API in different other scenarios, you may want right directly from Postman here. You see, like the way we have done here. You see, you can query your application like auth here. You see, and you can have different code samples here for different languages. So you see, if you're using C sharp, if you're using Dart, using Go, you could have a way to now query your application using different languages. You're not tied to one language, but you still get the data you want. You can still authenticate users. You can still, even if you're using JavaScript, you can still be able to make queries using JavaScript to fetch your user data and do so many other operations using these other APIs here. So we will have another session just to go through those APIs, how they work, and how we can use them. And then that will be it for the APIs. That's it, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in and for listening. And you can subscribe to this channel for more updates. If you're an Appgini developer, if you're working with FlutterFlow, this you may find useful tutorials here and there. Yeah. So that's it. Thank you.